7 questions liars ask to control you. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused, exhausted, and somehow guilty, even though you know you did nothing wrong? Your head spins, and you start questioning your feelings, your memory, maybe even your sanity. That confusion isn't an accident. It's a strategy. There's a certain type of question that doesn't seek truth. It seeks control. Liars and manipulators have mastered this dark art. They use these questions not to understand you, but to manage you, to flip the script, and to make you doubt the very ground you stand on. We're lied to more often than we'd like to believe, and the most effective lies are often hidden inside a question. Today, we're unmasking this tactic. We're going to expose the 7 questions liars use to control you, but we're not just showing you the problem. For each question, you'll get a clear, powerful countermove inspired by Stoic philosophy. This is about turning you from a pawn in their game into a player who can't be moved. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to reclaim your clarity and protect your peace. Why are you being so sensitive, dramatic? Let's start with a classic gaslighting grenade. Why are you so sensitive? Or maybe it's, why are you overreacting? Or, you're being too dramatic, don't you think? This question is a masterclass in psychological warfare. The manipulator does something that's genuinely hurtful or out of line. You have a natural emotional reaction, hurt, anger, confusion. The moment you express it, they don't address their action. They attack your reaction. This question is designed to do one thing: invalidate your feelings. It shifts the focus from their bad behavior to your character. Suddenly, the problem isn't what they did, it's that you're too sensitive. They want you to believe your internal compass is broken. Over time, this makes you stop trusting your own feelings, which is exactly what they want. Imagine a relative makes a passive-aggressive jab about your career at a family dinner. Later, you pull them aside and say, "That comment earlier was hurtful." Instead of apologizing, they feign innocence and ask, "Why are you so sensitive? It was just a joke." Instantly, you're on the defensive. You're no longer discussing their comment, you're defending your right to feel hurt. The Stoic countermove? Remember what the Stoics taught. Separate what you can control from what you can't. You can't control their attempts to manipulate you, but you can control your response. The power move is to refuse to debate your emotions. Your feelings are not up for debate. Instead of defending your sensitivity, calmly state your boundary. You can say, "My feelings aren't the issue. Your comment is the issue, and I didn't appreciate it." Or, more simply, sensitive or not, what you said was out of line. Notice what this does. It dismisses their question and puts the focus right back where it belongs, on their action. You refuse to play their game. You are a rock. Their manipulative waves can crash against you, but they can't move you. Are you sure you remember that correctly? 0. 5. This next question is a direct assault on your mind. Are you sure you remember that correctly? This is pure, uncut gaslighting. It comes in other forms, like, "That never happened," or "You have a terrible memory." This tactic is meant to erode your trust in your own mind. A liar will deny events you both know happened, promises, conversations, actions, and they'll do it with such conviction that you start to wonder if you're going crazy. They create a fog of confusion, making you dependent on them to define what is real. Let's say you confront your partner about a promise they made last week. You remember it clearly, but when you bring it up, they look at you blankly and say, "I never said that." Are you sure you're not getting things mixed up? Their goal is to make you back down, not because you're convinced, but because you're exhausted. They want to win by making you doubt yourself into submission. The Stoic countermove is to anchor yourself in your own mind. Refuse to let them be the judge of your reality. The powerful response is to refuse to debate your memory. You don't need their permission for your experience to be real. A calm, simple statement is your strongest move. Yes, I'm sure I remember it correctly. Then, stop talking. Don't try to prove it. The more details you offer, the more they have to twist. If they push, you can simply repeat, "That is how I remember it." Or, to turn it back on them, "It's interesting that you remember it so differently." You're calmly holding your ground, showing them that your mind is your own territory, and they aren't welcome to build their reality there. Are you accusing me of something? Here it is, the master of deflection. This question is a manipulative judo flip. You come to them with a concern, and they reframe you as an attacker and themselves as the victim. This works so well because most of us don't want to be seen as aggressive. When they ask this, your instinct is to say, "No, of course not, I was just wondering." And just like that, you've retreated. You've been made to feel guilty for just asking a question. The original issue is forgotten, and the liar has dodged all accountability. Imagine you notice money disappearing from a joint account. You approach your partner and say, "Hey, the balance is lower than I expected. Do you know why?" Instead of answering, they cross their arms and say, "Are you accusing me of taking money?" See how the tables turned? The conversation is no longer about the money, it's about your accusation. The Stoic countermove is to stand your ground with calm reason. Don't take the bait. Instead, you can answer their question directly and factually. "I'm not accusing you. I'm stating a fact and asking a question. The fact is, money is missing. My question is, do you know why?" This brings the conversation back to reality. Or, for a more advanced move, hold their gaze, pause, and ask quietly, "Should I be?" A liar isn't prepared for this. They expect you to panic and backpedal. By asking, "Should I be?" you signal that you're not intimidated and their deflection won't work. An innocent person will likely say, "Of course not. Let's figure this out." A liar will often get flustered or angry, revealing everything you need to know. "You trust me, right?" This question, and its cousin, "Don't you trust me?" is an emotional trap. It's designed to make you feel that questioning them is an act of betrayal. It's not a real question, it's a demand for a yes. A trustworthy person doesn't need to demand trust. They earn it with their actions. When someone has to ask this, they're often trying to get your silence and compliance without putting in the work. Answering no makes you the villain. Answering yes gives them a license to continue their behavior. It's a psychological checkmate. Think of a friend who constantly lets you down. You try to talk to them about returning your car on empty for the third time. Before you can finish, they get a wounded look and say, "Come on, you trust me, right? It just slipped my mind." The conversation is no longer about their irresponsibility. It's a referendum on your loyalty. The Stoic response is to recognize that trust is a judgment you make based on evidence, not emotional blackmail. The countermove is to refuse their yes-no trap and focus on the real issue, their behavior. When they ask, "You trust me, right?" you can respond calmly. "This isn't about trust, it's about actions. When you said you'd fill the tank and didn't, it created a problem for me." This rejects their manipulative frame. You're making it clear that trust is irrelevant if the actions don't align. You could also say, "Trust is built on consistency, and right now, your actions aren't consistent. You are demonstrating that your trust is valuable and won't be given away on demand." Why would I ever lie to you? This question isn't a question at all, it's a performance. The liar who asks this is trying to position themselves as so noble that the very idea of them lying is absurd. It's a preemptive strike against your suspicion. The question is designed to make you feel foolish for even having a doubt. It implies, we both know I'm a good person, so how could you think that? They're using their supposed character as a shield to deflect scrutiny from their actual actions. Imagine you suspect a co-worker is taking credit for your work. You calmly present the facts, and instead of addressing the evidence, they look at you with wide-eyed disbelief and say, "Why would I ever lie to you? We're a team." The focus immediately shifts from the stolen idea to their character. The Stoic countermove is to stay grounded in reality. Pay attention to what people do, not what they say about themselves. The most powerful response bypasses their rhetorical question entirely. When they ask, "Why would I lie to you?" you can simply say, "I can't speak to your motivations. I can only speak to what I observed. Can you help me understand how that happened?" You refuse to get drawn into a debate about their character. You simply restate the facts and ask for an explanation. A more direct response, when they ask, "Why would I ever lie to you?" you can calmly reply, "That's what I'm trying to understand." This turns the spotlight right back on them, reminding them that this is about evidence, not their performance of integrity. Can't we just move on from this? This question is the last resort for someone desperate to escape accountability. "Can't we just let this go?" is a tactic to wear you down. The manipulator has lied or behaved badly, and you've held your ground. Now that they can't win on the facts, they try to win by declaring the conversation over. This isn't a plea for peace. It's a demand to skip the important parts of resolution: acknowledgement, remorse, and change. They want to rush past their mistake without ever confronting it, banking on the hope that you're so tired of the conflict you'll agree just to make it stop. Let's say you've discovered a partner has been lying about secret credit card debt. After a long, difficult conversation, they sigh dramatically and say, "Look, I get it. I messed up. Can we just move on now?" They haven't really apologized or offered a plan to fix the problem. They just want out of the hot seat. The Stoic countermove is rooted in the virtue of justice. True peace comes from resolution, not from avoiding hard conversations. The powerful response is to calmly refuse to move on until the issue is actually resolved. You can say, "I want to move on, but we can't do that until we've actually fixed this." Moving on requires more than just ending the conversation. Then, you define what resolution looks like. For me, moving on involves a real apology and a concrete plan to make sure this doesn't happen again. We're not there yet. You're refusing to accept their fake version of peace. You're showing you value yourself enough to see a conflict through to its proper conclusion. "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" This is the ultimate guilt trip. This question reframes the relationship as a transaction where you are permanently in their debt. When a manipulator says this, they aren't reminding you of their kindness. They are weaponizing it. They perform acts of kindness not out of love, but to create leverage. These gifts come with invisible strings. They're deposits in an emotional bank account they plan to withdraw from later by demanding your compliance. When you challenge them, they're calling in the debt, implying their past good deeds bought them a pass for current bad behavior. You're made to feel ungrateful for simply setting a boundary. Imagine a boss gave you a big break a year ago. Now, you realize they're excluding you from key meetings. When you bring it up, they say, "After I took a chance on you, this is how you repay me." With accusations? The conversation is no longer about your professional exclusion. It's about your ingratitude. The Stoic response is to recognize that a true gift is given freely. If it comes with an expression of future compliance, it wasn't a gift. It was a tool of control. Your countermove is to verbally separate their past actions from their present behavior. A powerful, calm response would be, "I'm still grateful for the opportunity you gave me. That doesn't change the fact that I'm being excluded now. They are two separate issues, and I want to talk about the current one." This is a clean and precise response. It shows them your gratitude is not a gag order. You can also reframe your confrontation as an act of respect. "It's because I respect the support you've given me that I'm bringing this to you directly." This disarms their tactic completely. You're showing them that while you're grateful for the past, your integrity in the present isn't for sale. These 7 questions are traps designed to pull you into a maze of confusion. But now you have a map, you can recognize the patterns, and you have the Stoic tools to respond with strength. If this resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more content on psychology and self-mastery. Now, I have a question for you. Which of these 7 questions have you personally encountered? Share your experience in the comments. Reading each other's stories helps us all realize we're not alone. Conclusion. Let's recap the core lesson. A liar's questions are not about finding truth. They are tools of control. Why are you so sensitive? Attacks your feelings. Are you sure you remember that? Attacks your mind. Are you accusing me? Attacks your motives. Don't you trust me? Attacks your loyalty. Why would I lie? Attacks your judgment. Can't we just move on? 2. Attacks your desire for justice. And, after all I've done for you, attacks your sense of gratitude. In every case, the goal is to make you doubt yourself and hand them control. The Stoic response is to refuse to play their game. It is to remain anchored in your own reality, to control your responses, and to meet their emotional manipulation with calm, rational clarity. This isn't about becoming cold. It's the opposite. It's about valuing your own mind and integrity so much that you refuse to let anyone poison them. It's understanding that while you can't control what others say, you have absolute power over your inner world. They can throw their questions at you like stones, but you can choose to be a fortress, unmoved and unshaken. You turn yourself from a pawn into a player, secure in your own mind and in control of your own peace.